Child of 60. My name is Heidi Schweighofer. Today I have two librarians from the Hudson Library, both in adult services. So I want you to meet today Alexis Boyages and Allison Walton. Notice one name is much easier than the other. And they're going to talk to us about the things that the library offers those of us over the age of 60. So Allison, before we begin, tell me a little bit about how you became a librarian.
Well, I actually started as a middle school teacher. I have my undergraduate degree from Baldwin Wallace College, and I was a middle school Title I reading tutor for several years. I did 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Good for you.
And then I went on to get my master's degree in library science from Kent State University. I was a school librarian for a couple years, and then I ended up in the adult service department at the Hudson Library, and I've been there about 11 years.
I bet you're happy you're not a school librarian right now. Boy, they're getting a lot of flack, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been a nice change, but I feel like there's still elements of my job that are a lot like teaching. Without having to manage classroom behavior, because we work with adults. I can still do teaching, but not have to worry about some of the more difficult things like classroom management.
Yeah, good for you. What about you, Alexis?
I'm almost at my second year at the Hudson Library. I've been a Hudson resident for over 10 years, so I'm a graduate of Hudson High School, and I was a English major in college. I went to Denison University, so I've always loved reading. This kind of just felt like a natural fit for me when I wanted to kind of get started and find my career. So I remember coming to the library when I was a kid. I have two younger sisters, so we were there very often when we were children. So once I finished library school, it was really exciting to come back to Hudson and to the library. It felt very comfortable. And
sure.
I really enjoy, now working with adults. So it's been great.
I've been a reader my whole life, and my best memories as a child was going to the library. And my intent was to read everything there, but it was wonderful. The feeling is still there when I walk into a library. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that one of the reasons I wanted you to be here is because you did a presentation to us in 2023 in the summer. And I think that the folks that were there were flabbergasted by the services that are offered. Mm-hmm. I'd like you to start just going through some of the things that are offered. We can start with more homebound people first, some that don't have computers, let's not forget those, and then all of the other myriad of other things that are offered. So I'm going to let you take the lead, either one of you.
So the first thing we have that lots of people use, not just seniors, is our drive-through service window. So if you have a place to hold or have items to pick up, you don't necessarily have to come in the library to pick those up. You can go through the drive-through. The holds window, I believe, is open regular library hours and then closes 30 minutes before the library closes.
Is it open on weekends?
It's open on weekends, just like the library is. And the return box, which is also part of the drive-through window for materials, is open 24/7. So you don't necessarily need to come during library hours to return anything that you have.
Now, Alexis, so I would order ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Magazines, books, movies, any of that?
Yes.
And then how would I know when it was ready for pickup?
Usually, we have lots of different ways of notifying people. We send out emails, we give phone calls. If people are a little more tech savvy, we can send text messages too. So we'll make sure that you know that your holds are available and ready to pick up. And I believe you have a week to pick them up before they get sent back. So you still have some time to get to where you need to be, so it's no rush. And you can always call us and let us know if you're having trouble getting in, or so lots of people in the summer call and say, oh, I was on vacation and I forgot I had placed these holds. Can you keep them for a couple extra days? And we're always happy to accommodate that.
If a senior called and said, I want to read this brand new book about Jackie Kennedy, and they're not on the computer, they don't receive text, can they call you then and say, is my book in? Or do you call them and say your book is in, Mrs. Smith? And
yes, the circulation department sends out automated calls when your
how nice.
When your holds are
Good.
available. But if you're interested and you want to check on it, you can always call. We're happy to take a look and see. Or we have people who ask what position they're in on the holds list if it's a more popular book. Like Lessons in Chemistry was a very big one that people were waiting for.
The whole book club, the senior book club read that
yes,
last month.
So everybody was calling about that one very frequently. So yes, you can always call us. We're happy to help in any way we can.
All right. All right.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about our homebound service, because
you.
that is a very popular service for our senior community here in Hudson. The homebound service is really, if you can't make it out to the library, let the library come to you. And it's a wonderful service that we offer at the Hudson Library, because we do have a very large community of people that are in retirement homes in Hudson. We do weekly deliveries at many of the different places in Hudson: Laurel Lake, Hudson Elms, Danbury, Hudson Grand.
You go to them?
Heritage of Hudson, yeah, we go to them, even private residences. So if you, as long as you're in Hudson, we do a weekly delivery, and you can either request specific items that you would like us to bring to you, or one of the librarians can select materials for you as well. But we're happy to bring stuff and return stuff for you.
Nice. So if you have 25 people at Laurel Lake, for example, who want to, they can do a mass order and you bring it in all at one time. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's a really nice idea.
Yeah, Tuesday mornings, our phone's always really busy because everybody's trying to get their last minute requests in before the afternoon delivery. We usually deliver on Tuesday afternoons to those locations.
Now, what if it's someone who has, let's say they had a hip replacement and they're home and it's maybe only 4 weeks where they really can't get out of the house? They can just call you and say, hey, I want to read Lessons in Chemistry, and you deliver it to the house?
Yeah, we can do homebound as a short-term service or a long-term service. So if you're just temporarily unable to leave, we can add you to the homebound list just for whatever amount of time you need. And then hopefully you can join us back in the building.
Good. How interesting. Well, that's really a nice service, I think, for people. In the wintertime especially, I know that there's a reluctance on a bit, well, we don't have snow anymore, but there used to be a reluctance to get out in the snow and ice, and
for sure.
Especially after a surgery. So good. What else do you have?
We've got lots. Our little slogan is that the Hudson Library is more than just books. So we have, I think we have over 22,000 card holders. We do digital circulations as well as physical items. So that would be e-books or e-audio books. And we also have, tons of services for not just seniors, but everybody here in Hudson. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be.
So if people want to read I am not an ebook person, so I have to admit, but if they want to read it on their Kindle, then that's another option. They can get that book they want in that form.
The library has subscriptions to several apps, so if you have a smartphone or a computer even, you can go onto these websites and these apps and use your library card to access materials. So they're still free, just like anything at the library is. And then, you can get them in whatever format you like.
So I could, if I did have a Kindle, I could call you or figure out how to get online to do it, and I could order a book, and there it is. I don't have to pay for it like one would do it on Amazon.
Right, yes. That's the benefit of having some of these apps that you're able to use your library card with. So you still get the benefits of a library while also still using your tablet or your Kindle. We also help lots of people come in with, how do I download this book onto my Kindle, or have all kinds of questions about how to use the app. So we've got all kinds of brochures, and all of our librarians are very well versed in how to help with those too. So if you ever need anything,
Yeah.
We can usually help.
We help over the phone a lot too, so you don't even have to come in. Generally, we're able to just help you get set up on your whatever your device is over the phone. The Hudson Library Adult Services team has been told over and over that we are extremely patient people, so we're happy
Good
to
for
help.
you.
But one of the other benefits, though, of our digital library is it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So even if our building is closed, you can access things from our digital library any time of the day, any day of the week.
Let me now quick question. So if we were going to go on vacation to Europe and I wanted to load up my Kindle, I guess, that I would have to buy, you guys could help me set the whole thing up so that, oh wow, for free.
For free, of
Oh
course.
my gosh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right.
Yeah, and we have our digital collection includes ebooks and e-audiobooks like Alexis was talking about, but it's also digital magazines, and we have digital newspapers as well. So we have subscriptions to like the New York Times, the Washington Post. Consumer Reports is a really popular one among our seniors. But all of these things are accessible with your library card through our digital library. So like I said, we don't even have to be open. You have access to those just with your library card on the computer.
Oh, excellent. My husband loves newspapers. And, you know, even the plain dealer now is so expensive. I mean, some of the local newspapers, in a written form at least, are really getting out. So he could actually get the digital newspaper on. Okay. I'm telling him when I get home. All right, what else? Talk about, one of the things that I was amazed about were the tickets and entry into museums and other things. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Either one of you.
Well, I can start with, so our museum passes are part of our, what we call the Library of Things. And a Library of Things is a collection of unique objects that we'll check out, and they're meant for people of all ages to use. Our Library of Things includes things like mobile hotspots, which would give you internet access anywhere you go. We have Chromebooks available for checkout, portable DVD players. So like if you're taking a trip and you need a DVD player in the car, we have portable DVD players, ukuleles, so everybody can
Ukuleles?
Yeah, you can check out a ukulele.
Play those in the car?
I don't know about that. What else? We have, I'm trying to think what else is in our new subscription, or our new item that we've added to our Library of Things this year are Rokus with streaming subscription services. So right now, I mean, streaming is kind of the big thing in TV.
Yep.
But a lot of TV shows or movies are unique to a specific subscription service. So we've added Rokus to our collection that have a specific service on them, like Apple TV. Disney Plus is great if you've got the grandkids coming over.
Has everything.
Yeah. Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, and you just take it, looks like a little flash drive, and you can plug it in your TV, and then you have access to all of the content that's available on that subscription service. So that's pretty cool.
That is wonderful. And again, it's free.
Free.
I keep saying this, but it's just that's astounding stuff.
Yes.
And how wonderful that we have this.
And we also have, is kind of fun, in our Library of Things, we have pickleball. They built the new pickleball here in Hudson. We have pickleball sets, we have bocce ball sets, and also disc golf sets that you can check out and use for the week. So lots of different things.
That's nice
but
to know.
I'll have Alexis talk about our museum passes, which are also part of our Library of Things.
Yes, so we have agreements with several organizations here around Hudson and in Cleveland. So we have passes available to check out from the Akron Zoo, the Akron Children's Museum, the Cleveland Museum of Art, the Western Reserve Historical Society, and Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens. So if you come into the library, there's a little cart right up front where those passes are available. to check out. We call it the first come, first serve cart. So if it's not there, unfortunately, it's unable to check out. But you can also place holds on these materials too. So it's kind of nice if you're planning, if you have people coming in town, or like Allison was saying, if you have grandkids and you want to take them to the zoo on a particular weekend, you can place a hold on the pass for that particular weekend that they're going to be there, so that you know you'll have it.
And does that
during their
pass
visit.
cover the family?
The passes all cover, I think they're all a little bit different. So I'm trying to think. The Akron, I think that covers parking and admission.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Usually it's a family,
Yeah.
adults and children, and then it also usually includes park if there's cost to park at the
That
facility.
is wonderful. That just caught my eye when we were talking last summer, because we love to go to Stan Hewitt, and we love to go to the Museum of Art. And you know, you pay for parking, you pay to get in, you pay for this, you pay for that. It can be, if you're not doing it alone, it can be an expensive day. So
Yes.
that is just wonderful.
It's nice because I know the Cleveland Museum of Art pass in particular does allow entry into their special exhibits that they have, like right up in the front there, that they have all the time.
That's wonderful.
So
because
it's really, the museum passes were really popular when we first put them out, and they have been popular since then, especially in the summertime.
So we could, if I wanted to go in, mid-June, I could right now hold a pass for my husband and I, for example.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Oh, you guys really don't know how wonderful this is. It truly is. What a service to this community you're doing.
Thank you.
So, all right, what else?
Well, I would say we'll talk about programming, because
Yeah.
programming is a huge part of the
Yes.
Hudson Library. And of course, as a library, we offer a lot of author programs, so that's been really a fun experience, not just for the librarians, but also for the community to meet favorite authors, famous people, celebrities, all different people. So aside from just author programs, the Hudson Library offers so many different programs for all different ages. Our adult audience, we offer music concerts, art history programs, cooking demonstrations. Trying to think what else.
I think my friend Neelam Bhatia
Yes,
did.
yes.
She did an Indian cooking one not that long ago. So it's, and we offer technology classes, technology one-on-one help, especially for our seniors, which...
Any device, phone,
Yep.
iPad, you name, whatever the people need. You're no kidding, one-to-one. Oh, that
And we
is
have
lovely.
some of our librarians are a little bit more experts with Apple products, and the others are a little bit more adept with Android. So we're happy to take whatever, people bring in all different things. We're usually able to accommodate every type of device that you have. And we're happy to show just how to get started, basic things of navigation on a device, to more advanced things like downloading ebooks and other, like adding apps and stuff on your device.
Allison, do people make an appointment for that? If I have a brand new cell phone, for example, and I don't know how to use it, I can call you and say, could someone help me if I come in Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock or something?
Yeah, we certainly take walk-ins, but it's nice to know that we have the staff available.
Yeah.
So call ahead of time just to make sure that there's someone available.
Oh, what a nice service
But
for
we get a lot of
people.
walk-ins too, where people just come in with their iPads and say, I need help with this audiobook or ebook.
It's, if you're older and you didn't grow up with it, which none of us did. I mean, you guys my daughter helps me all the time because she's young, but those of us who learned about this when we were in our 50s and 60s, it can be very daunting. It can be scary feeling like you don't know what you're doing.
Sure,
Yeah.
yes.
You don't want to screw it up. That's wonderful to know that I can do that and get that help.
Yeah, so our programming schedule is always very full. We usually have a program at least once a day.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Adult services, we usually have 1 to 2 programs a day, sometimes morning, sometimes afternoon, sometimes evening. But we have something on the schedule pretty much every day of the week.
And how do people find out about it, Allison?
So we have a couple different ways that you can find out. We do a monthly email newsletter with all of our upcoming events. If you're in the library, we do print brochures. I know my colleague that does the homebound delivery also takes our brochures over to the different locations, so you can pick up a brochure there. The library's website also has all of our upcoming programs, and the website's a good place to access because you can register for our programs there as well.
Okay.
But you can always call as well and just kind of ask what, are there any programs coming up, music programs coming up that we can attend. So there's lots of ways to be informed of what kind of programs that we have going on at the library.
They're in the Hudson Hub too on Wednesday, on whatever the delivery now is, Sundays, I think. Not a very thorough, I don't think it's as complete as it probably could be.
Yeah.
We usually just send to the hub our author programs.
Okay.
So just to keep in mind that they don't have a ton of space to print all of the things that we're doing. So usually we will just send our author programs to the hub. So the website, like Allison was saying, was a good spot to go if you want to see everything we have available.
2 a day. That is amazing. Are they well attended?
Yeah. We've had, right now we are currently we offer both in-person programs and virtual programs. And they're about even. We were trying to figure out if the community was looking more for in-person programs versus virtual. And we kind of got a 50-50. People are still interested in virtual, and it's really nice to have the virtual option for people that aren't able to come to the library.
Sure.
But a lot of our both in-person and virtual programs are recorded, and even if you miss a program or you're not able to get into the library, you can always watch the recording of the program. All of our programs that were recorded are on the library's YouTube channel, which you can access from the library's website. So all of our author programs that were recorded, art history programs, cooking demonstrations are sometimes recorded as well.
You had, I've forgotten her last name, Cassidy
Hutchinson.
Yes, and I did not go. I heard that it was just fascinating. Would I be able to access that if I get on the YouTube channel?
Unfortunately, sometimes the celebrities or bigger known people don't allow us to record. If they allow us to record, we record because we want our community to see our programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of them who didn't want you
Correct.
to. Oh, that's too bad. That's too
Yeah.
bad. You also have, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's Thriddy.
Yes.
And is she coming
Tonight.
tonight? That's what I thought.
Yes.
I have read, I think, everything she's written. She's just a wonderful author.
Yes.
She's wonderful.
What do you do if you have overcapacity? Like I heard Cassidy was big time filled up the library. What do you have? Can people?
Yeah, so in those cases, usually if we anticipate it's going to be a larger crowd, we have what you call it the main room and the simulcast room. So the main room is the flood room, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with if they've been to the library. That's where most of our big programs are. But then the simulcast room is in the teen room, and they have a large screen in there, and we stream the it's not really a recording, it's happening live, but you can see what's happening in the room on the screen in the teen room.
So you can sit there and not miss her, even if you can't get right in front of her.
I actually prefer that room a lot of the time because it's not as crowded and
I bet.
the chairs are more comfortable and you can see everything because nobody's sitting in front of you. So it's very nice. I think it's a nice option for people.
I do too.
And then if for some reason those have both booked up, we always offer our, if the author chooses to do a book signing or a meet and greet after the program, you can always just pop in for that too.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily have to attend the whole event to be able to have just a short meeting with the author or the individual who's coming.
Excellent.
Yes, you can always pop in just for that little part of the program too.
People should, I remember reading in the hub, people should sign up though ahead of time, register for these things.
Yes.
I know, I hear that they go, depending on the speaker, some very quickly.
Yes, we just had Valerie Bertinelli, and I think that filled up several months ahead of the program.
Really?
So,
no kidding.
Yes, so definitely if you're able to, it's a good idea to sign up ahead of time.
We like to take registrations just so we know how many people to expect, that we have enough seats out. sometimes we have light refreshments, so we have cookies and coffee and drinks and stuff. So we like to know how many people are coming to our events.
Makes perfect sense. We only have 4 minutes left. Did I tell you it would go fast? And so give me one other thing that's available for adults, and or as a grandparent, if I want to bring my little sweetheart in for reading time, where do I find out information about what I can do as a grandparent for him?
You want to go?
Well,
Just generally.
so if you came in with your grandchild, our main lobby really represents all of our departments in the library. So we have bookcases or like display cases that have we have adult display cases, children, and teen, and each one will have our flyers of upcoming programs, what's available by the different age groups.
Okay.
The second floor of the library is our adult services department, and it's kind of a quiet floor. So I know sometimes grandparents sometimes are nervous bringing their little ones upstairs because they like to be run around and are a little more rambunctious.
Yeah.
You're obviously welcome to come up, but I know sometimes the quiet environment kind of scares some people away from the second floor. But we have a lot of programs, depending on the age of your child. Some of them, if you dropped your child off at story time, you may be able to come up and visit at adult services, or
I cannot imagine dropping him off.
we have a really nice, our rotunda, if you've been in the library, we have a beautiful rotunda.
Yes.
That's where we have our music concerts on Sunday afternoons. But our rotunda has is our popular library. So we have magazines, newspapers. A lot of times you'll just see grandparents kind of reading in there quietly, or we also have a really nice cafe in the library. So especially after story time, I always see the cafe is full with little kids and snacks and a whole bunch of goodies. Yeah.
So I'd find out about it by brochure, or again, just looking at the library website, looking at the baby or the little kid children's section, and seeing when I would be able to bring them in for story time, for example. Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, a lot of grandparents are coming for story times with the little ones, and I know they'll always say, well, we've never been here before, but we're coming for story time. So it's nice to get new faces in the library all the time, and nice to see different generations of readers here at the library as well.
And I would say your children librarians must have the patience of Job at times. I have heard from lady friends about their children and their behavior during story time, and the jumping up and the running around, and I think, well, that's a 3-year-old for you. So is there anything we have 1 minute left, is there anything that you want to say to anyone here over 60 in Hudson?
I think that it's just we're open and we're here to help you. So if you need anything, we're always happy to help. We've got all kinds of services like we've talked about, but there's just lots available. So stop in or give us a call. We're happy to
do a little exploring, maybe go in and wander around.
Yes, we're happy and we're always there to help. So
I think that's what we hear the most at the Hudson Library is, wow, I didn't know you offered all of that. And I feel like one of the best parts of our job is sharing some of these wonderful resources that the Hudson Library offers with our community. Oh,
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm so delighted you both came here today. I really am.
Thank you for having me.
I obviously took my little notes here, so I now know kind of where I'm going to be going for some things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for all of you that watched this today, their contact information will be on the screen after the show. So I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned some stuff, and see you next time. Bye-bye.